Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Janelle and I post makeup videos twice a week on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. So make sure that you subscribe and join the family here in Makeup Land. Today's makeup is going to be another full coverage glam makeup look. You know I love my full coverage. For my eyes, I have the colored Raine Queen of Hearts eyeshadow palette to work from today. Alright, this is what the palette looks like. You have 6 matte shades and 6 shimmer shades in the palette. So this is what I'm going to be working from today to do my eyes. So with that said, let me just jump right into the makeup, get my face primed, get some makeup on my face, and just get going. For primer, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It has a gel-like consistency, but it gets tacky on the skin and it is so good at gripping the makeup. It's a gripping primer. It really does hold on to the makeup and keep the makeup in place throughout the day. It looks a little bit shiny when it goes on, but that goes away once I put my foundation on. As I said, it is nice and tacky on the skin and it really does grip the makeup and hold the makeup in place. For my foundation today, I'm going in with a Morphe foundation. This is the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. It's a matte foundation and I am using this in the shade F4.40. It comes in a squeezy tube, so I normally like to squeeze some on the back of my hand. And then just go in and dot that, all over the face. To blend that out, I'm going to go in with a Real Techniques sponge. I have a clean, fresh, brand new Real Techniques sponge. There's nothing quite like a fresh sponge or a fresh tool when you're doing your makeup. So I'm just going to go in and pounce that foundation in. I just really like to enjoy this process and take my time to blend that foundation out to make sure that I have nice even coverage on the face. For my concealer, I've always wanted to try the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer. I picked it up in the shade Honey 415. And I'm going to use this to do some concealing and highlighting of the face. It feels nice and thick. Have you guys ever tried this concealer before? It's been around for ages, but I've never tried it and I hear people saying good things about it, so I've always wanted to try it out, just to see how I get on with it. While that concealer dries down a little bit, I like to let my concealers dry down. I find I get more coverage with my concealers. And as I said, I'm a full coverage kind of babe. I'm going to go in and do some contouring of the face with the Milani Contour and Highlight Cream Liquid Duo in the shade 05 Dark Deep. To blend that contour out, I'm going in with a BH Cosmetics number 3 brush. And I'm just going to start working that contour in, making sure that we are nicely blended and nicely sculpted. All right, so we're nicely contoured, nicely blended out. I'm going to switch to a clean sponge. This is a callus sponge, and I'm just going to go in and work that concealer out, blend it in nicely. I think my sponge was a little bit too damp and it was taking up a little bit of that concealer. All right, that's much better. And if I'm looking in this direction, that's where my mirror is. So it's not that I'm ignoring you guys. I need to see in my mirror. All right, so concealer is blended out. That concealer blended out so easily. It is nice, full coverage. I normally go a little bit brighter with my concealers, but I just toned it down a little bit today. So that's the shade 415 Honey that I went in with. To set my concealer down, I'm going in with the JUVIA'S Place I Am Magic setting powder. I use this one in the shade called Gobi, and I'm going to dip my sponge in the powder, dab the excess off on the back of my hand, then go in and work that powder in. Set my forehead. And my chin. I'm also going to make sure to set down the bridge of my nose where I would have highlighted. And let me know in the comments if you do your base first, then going with your eyeshadow, or if you are an eyeshadow first kind of person. I find I like to get the perfect makeup base down, then go in and work on my eyeshadow. I think maybe it's just a comfort zone kind of thing. And you know, applying makeup should always be something that is extremely comfortable, extremely enjoyable. Sometimes it's the only part of the day that we get to just relax, be by ourselves. Yeah, so that's my routine. To set the rest of my face, I'm just going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder. This one I'm using in the shade 375 Deep Amber. I think that one looks a little bit too deep for me, so I'm just going to switch back to my oldie but goodie Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 365 Nutmeg. For my bronzer today, I'm going to go in with the JUVIA'S bronzer, the dark kit. And I'm just going to dip into this lighter shade in the compact. And I'm going in with an Ashley Lee P04 brush. I'm also going to use that bronzer just to sculpt my nose out a little bit. And excuse my hair, I just always have to pull my hair back when I'm doing my makeup. I'm not one of those girls who can have their hair down and flowing and lovely and get through a makeup application. I need to just pull it back off my face so that I can see what I'm doing with, and I can maneuver around my face. Alright guys, so I did my brows quickly off camera, you know, just to save a little bit of time. To prime my eyes, I went in with the same, the same L'Oreal concealer, and just set it down with a little bit of the powder, the JUVIA'S powder. Now, as I said, I'm working from the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts eyeshadow palette. There's a nice plum shade in the palette called Ladyship. That shade right there. I'm going to start by laying that down in my crease. And I'm going in with a Morphe M434 brush. And I'm just, you know, laying that color down, making sure I have it as nice and intense as I want it before I go in and do any blending. Alright, so I'm happy with that. There's a nice pale pink in the palette called Princess, another matte shade. I'm just going to use that to soften the edges of that plum shade. Just going back in to the plum shade to re-intensify the crease, because a little bit of it got lost while I was doing the blending. Now for my lid, there's this nice pale pink shimmer shade called Royal Highness, that shade right there. I'm just going to work that softly over the lid. Alright, so this shade is applying nicely. It's nice and foil looking. No fallout so far. Back in with the purple shade. I'm going to put a little bit of shimmer on the lower lash line. There's a nice purple shimmer shade called Queen Mother. This one in the corner. Alright guys, so I popped a pair of Ardell Wispies on. I normally don't go very dramatic on my lashes. I like something nice and simple, nice and fluttery, just to enhance the eye look just a little bit. I'm going to apply some blush now. For blush, I'm going in with the Revlon powder blush in the shade, this one is in the shade Very Berry. And I'm going in with the Real Techniques blush brush. This is their 400 brush. I'm just feeling like I want a lot of blush. Like a lot of blush today. I'm actually going to highlight my cheekbones, something that I rarely do. I have the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder in the shade 500 Watt. And I just want to see, you know, what this is saying. Alright, so it's nice and subtle. It gives the skin that wet look. Doesn't look too powdery. I'm also going to use that to highlight the inner corner of my eye as well. I quite like that. To set my face, I'm going in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I'm going to do my final step for under my eyes, which is to go in with the Morphe M554 paddle brush. Dip it into my setting powder, shake the excess off, and just go in and make sure that under my eyes are nice and matte, and that I blend it into the blush and into the highlight. I'm going to go in with a brown lip liner. And I'm going to go pink on my lips today, just to tie in with the plum shades and the pink shades on the eye and the blush. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and I have this in the shade number 15, Lover. It smells nice and sweet and fruity. I love it when my lipsticks have a little bit of scent to them. I'm going to top it with a gloss so that we have a little bit of sparkle on the lip and sparkle on the eye. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade 002 Ice. It's a pale pink. Alright, and that, my darlings, is the final makeup look. The Colored Raine eyeshadow palette performed so good today. The mattes are nice and smooth and buttery. That shimmer shade went on like a dream. There was no fallout. The L'Oreal Infallible in 375 Deep Amber is a little bit too dark for me. I like the way how the powder went on, so I'm going to pick up a lighter shade in this one to use. Yeah, the lip, nice and pink, ties in nicely with the eye. So overall, I like the makeup. I like it. Oh, and the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. This is the first time that I try this. This has been out for ages and I never got a chance to try it. It's a full coverage concealer, blends out so easily, and I set it down with the JUVIA'S Place powder and my under eyes look nice and smooth, nice and buttery. So overall, I am happy with the makeup. Drop me a comment, let me know if you like the makeup. I know we had a little bit of a hiccup along the way with the powder, but you know, hopefully everything is looking nice on the skin now. So until next time, I hope you have a fantastic week. Hope you are doing fabulous, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.